Beauty Babes and welcome back to my channel. This is Beauty Mama. My name is Janice and I will be your host with the most. And today I will be bringing you an eyeshadow tutorial and an up close and personal with one of the new palettes that have come out recently with Revolution Beauty, or should I say from Revolution Beauty. Now today I'm going to be using this little beauty here, which is a Forever Flawless palette, and this is an Optimum. So this is the Cool Tone palette. Now some of you probably would have already seen that I've done the other palettes already, but this is what she looks like on the inside. How beautiful is she? Look at those beautiful tones in there. Have got some warm tones in there. I can see some coppers, and I can see a lovely sort of like almost like a mulberry colour, which looks really, really beautiful, and I can also see some greens as well. So without further ado, I will do the close-up with you now so that you can have a look and see what it looks like. Okay, so now you've seen up close and personal. What do you guys reckon? This is so not me. This palette is so out of my comfort zone. It's completely and utterly, I can't tell you. I just cannot tell you how out of my comfort zone this palette really is. I mean, I don't wear greens as a rule. I don't wear cool tones as a rule because I'm a warm tone girl. I don't know why, don't ask me why, because I can't actually tell you why, but they are what I prefer. I prefer warm toned colours on me, but I'm still going to give this a good old go and see how I get on with it. And yeah, I'm going to be doing an eye look for you, but I'm also going to be using some new brushes as well from Jessup that are available on AliExpress. I've heard so many people go on and on and on how wonderful these brushes are. So I thought, well, I'm going to give them a go, see how we get on, see if they are as good as what everybody keeps telling me that they are. So I'm going to go and do the swatches for these now, so you can have a look and see what these look like swatched on my arm. Now please do remember that sometimes I can't just use one finger and swipe. Sometimes you have to do it a couple of times to get it to show up. If that is the case, I will obviously be honest with you and tell you that it's been swatched more than with one little swipe. Because, you know, I don't mean an extra dip in the pan. I just mean like, because you can't always get it off, can you? Anyway, you go look at the swatches and I will see you back in a mini-mo. Okay, so we're going straight into the eye look. What I'm going to be doing is using the colour Perfect, and I'm going to be using this in my crease to bring a shadow about, just to define it and to do a nice transition colour. And I think this is such a nice colour because it really does bring out the crease, so it makes it look a lot deeper than what it really is. And I found this colour very, very good. It blended out well, felt very, very smooth and creamy. There was no sort of rough feeling to this at all. A very, very nice blendable matte. And this went really well with the colour Prime that I'm now going to be popping on as well. Now, I also found that that was a beautiful colour. It was very much like the Perfect, but it was a little bit deeper, and that really, really did work and emphasised my crease. So obviously with the creases, making my eye look a bit darker than what it is, giving a shadow, almost like contour in your eye. Again, another beautiful powder that just felt extremely silky, and there was no fallout from this at all, and just blended really, really lovely. Then we go in with Fighter, which is a green matte, and this is a very cool matte, very cool green. Now, this doesn't feel quite the same as the two previous colours that I've used. It doesn't feel quite as smooth. It's got a more rough feeling to it. And I also found that this didn't blend as nicely as the other two. So it's, yeah, it's a different, it feels like a different formula, if I'm honest. It feels like a different formula. So I'm just trying to blend that out just to give that more definition and to bring that colour in. And then obviously I'm going to bring it under my eye just to link up the colour. And I'm clearly not getting the colour on as much as I'd like to. So I'm just using a small pencil brush now just to try and darken up the lid, to make my lid, to elongate my lids, to make it look bigger, because I do have really bad hooded lids, as you guys know. So it's trying to give the illusion that I haven't got that much of a hood, and to make my eye crease, my eye socket look a lot deeper than what it really is. So I'm just trying to blend that across. As you can see, I'm putting a lot of hard work in. And obviously just taking a little bit more just to try and deepen that up somewhat. So I do apologise if you can hear Sophia screaming in the background. She's actually upstairs having a bath. Because, yeah. So now we're going to go into Greatest, which is a shimmer. And it's a grey shimmer. Now it looks green, and it looks green in the pan. It's like that black. You know when you go to school, you've got these black jumpers, and after they've had a couple of washes, they go a bit grey, but they have like that green hue to them. This is what it reminds me of, and I keep looking at it and thinking, well, it looks green, it looks green. But when I swatch it, it's not, it's grey. It's like a gunmetal grey, and it's a really beautiful, beautiful colour. It's just, it goes on so nicely. So I'm obviously having to clean up under my eye because of the amount of fallout that I've had. I've had quite a bit of fallout from the shadow, which I'm, you know, quite surprised at. So I'm just cleaning myself up, and then I'm just popping some more on my lid just to give that a little bit more colour. Oh, look at them wrinkles. You can see the wrinkles on my eyelids. Now, I am at that age where that's what they are. So we're now going to go in with Warrior, which is, again, like a green grey. And it's slightly lighter
than greatest. And this is a really, really lovely colour. It's going on okay. It's not the easiest to place, but this is possibly because of the texture of my eyelids. But I've got to say, I do like the shimmers. I really like the shimmers in this palette. So there, we're going to go underneath with that. And then on the top of that, I put Outstanding. I actually put Outstanding on my lid, but somewhere along the line, we've lost the footage of that. But Outstanding is almost like a bluey coloured white. And it is very, very pretty. But you'll see when I finish my eyes. I was very, very impressed. Very, very impressed with the colours. Now obviously I've got a lot more to use, but with what I've used in there, so I'm now taking Perfect again just to blend the edges out, just to make sure there's no harsh lines. Yeah, I mean, I do like the shadows. I like the feel of the shadows. Just a little bit of fallout that you get, obviously, that you can clean up afterwards. And yeah, so there you go. That is my little mini tutorial, and that's what you look at. You can see where I've had the fallout. I'm not trying to point out my. Yeah.
Okay, so now you can see everything. I'm going to give you my final verdict. Do I like the palette? So far, I do, and I don't. Now, I'll give you the pluses first. The colours are gorgeous. I mean, there's just no two ways about it. I just absolutely love this eye look. I think it is lovely. And obviously, we've only just literally touched the tip of the iceberg. Because I've obviously used the most obvious colours I've set with that green theme. The formula of the shimmers and the pigmentation is just mind-blowing. It's like incredible, absolutely incredible. The selection of colours that you've got in here, I mean, this Outstanding. I mean, this colour here that I actually put all over my lid. I've got no words for it. I have got no words for it, because it's just, it's almost like a white, but it isn't. But when that went on top of the greens I got on my lid, oh my word, I was so blown away. It looks like a blue, but it isn't a blue. It's just absolutely beautiful. I think that I could come up with a lot of different eye looks with this palette. There are some warm looks I think I could do, because obviously we do have some warmer tones in here that I can use with the golds and whatever. But the green tones are just beautiful. I'm very, very impressed. The downside of this palette, I would definitely 100% say the amount of fallout that you get with the shimmer. Now, it did fall down all under here, and I tried to remove it with a brush and it just dragged. I then tried to use a concealer over the top and it just went green. I was like, oh, what am I going to do here? Right, I'll just put foundation on the top, see if that sorts it out. Went grey. And in the end, I had to take it all off, strip it right back down, and then just build it back up again under here. Just to get rid of this fallout. That is a big thing for me, because I always do my eyes last. And yes, I know there's lots of people that do their eyes first, but I don't. I don't choose to. I prefer doing my eyes last. It's just the way I am. And I'm not about to change that up. Could get a cotton wool pad and cut in half and place underneath. Yeah, could do that, not a problem. So that is one of the downfalls. The money, £10. I think £10 is, I think it's a little bit on the dear side. I mean, I expect to pay £10 for a collaboration palette, but you expect that because you know that a proportion of that amount of money that you pay is going to go direct to the artist. And I feel that if you are just paying for the packaging, then put it in cardboard. You don't have to put it in metal. I do like the packaging. I am a fan of it. I love the mirror. I mean, the mirror is just, it's amazing. There's some good weight to this palette, which is good in the sense that it feels like quality, but really bad in the sense if you're travelling with it. Because if you're thinking about travelling abroad and you've only got a certain amount of weight allowance in your suitcases, this is quite a heavy little palette, and especially if you're going for a couple of weeks on holiday, which many of us in the UK do, then you know you don't want to rely on one palette. I usually take several. I'm bad in that way, I know I am, but I like taking cardboard palettes with me because I just find that they are so much more beneficial with your weight allowance, etc. And it's obviously good for the planet that you travel with that little bit less. So yeah, I mean, you know, I do like the colour. I mean, the only thing I will say is out of the collection, it's a little bit sad that you've got 3 that are marbled and 1 that's got the space theme. I would have preferred to have seen 4 different types of packaging, 4 different colours, or have them all with the marble and then different colours. Overall though, I'm quite excited about this palette. I feel there's a lot of mileage in this. I feel that there's a long way to go. I feel that there is a lot that I can do with it. So yeah, I'm quite happy. I don't regret buying the palette at all. It's beautiful. But the main thing is the fallout. There doesn't seem to be any kickback in the pan at all. If you have a look, there's no kickback from the mattes at all. The mattes were very, very beautiful to use. It was literally this colour here that gave loads of fallout under my eyes. And you know, yes, it's a beautiful teal colour, and that is beautiful, but when it's mixed in with your foundation, it's not that beautiful. Do you know what I mean? It's not beautiful enough to be able to want to wear it all over my face. So, yeah, I do recommend this palette. I do definitely recommend this palette. I think it's a great addition. It's beautiful because it's cool tone, so it's different. Would I put it up there in my top 5 of my palettes? I don't know. I don't honestly know because I have a lot of beautiful palettes by different companies. But as far as these palettes as a group are concerned, I would probably put them as a group of being in my top 5, so that would include all of them together as a collective. So there you go. I mean, I will say that the textures of these are very, 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 very creamy, very, very buttery. The pigmentation is gorgeous. The formula, again, very, very smooth and very, very buttery. It's just the amount of fallout that happened that made it a little bit of a downside for me. Yeah, I think that's probably the only way that I could could describe it really. So anyway, thank you so much. Oh, and the brushes, the brushes, the brushes, the brushes. Okay, they're the brushes that I actually used from Jessup today, and I love them. I love them. I love the fact that you have numbers on all of them, and the fact that they actually tell you on the brush what they do, which I think is great, because a lot of companies, they'll do a brush and they'll put the name on, but they won't actually put what they're on, won't put what they're for on the brush. So I think that's really quite a unique feature. They work superbly well. I mean, I'm like using this just to blend out. This is a detailed blender, which is great, you know, because you can get in them little nooks and crannies. And let's put it this way, when you get to my age, you have a lot more nooks and crannies than what you used to have when you were way younger. So, and that's just talking on the face and nowhere else on the bedroom, on the body. Believe you me, on the body there are a lot more nooks and crannies than what there ever used to be. So yeah, the brushes I'm really quite impressed with. The only thing I would say is the 221, which is this one here. It did have one little brush that did. So yeah, these were really good. I thought they were good to use. I really enjoyed using them. Used a concealer brush to go underneath my eyes, really good. This little detailed shader here was incredible, because it was able to get right in and pack that on. I always find it difficult to find what brush I'm going to use if I'm going to use a shimmer, right in that outer corner, and this done the trick really well. I also liked the smaller blending brush, because it was great to again get in all them little nooks and crannies. Believe you me, when you get to my age, you have a lot more nooks and crannies than what you did when you were younger. And we're not just talking on the face either. There seems to be a lot more nooks and crannies all over to what there used to be. So the less said about that, the better, I think. So there you go. Yep, I do recommend these brushes. They are brilliant. I was able to conceal under my eyes, which was great. And I love the fact that the number is on each brush. I love the fact that it's in like a hologram text, hologram font, and then it also tells you on the brush what it's for as well, which is quite a unique little thing. And I can honestly say this is the first time I've ever bought a set of brushes from AliExpress that I love. And I mean, I love these as much as I love my Zoeva and Morphe brushes. So that is saying rather a lot. But there you go. An all-round kind of good sort of day by the sounds of it. So anyway, thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Oh, and also today I'm wearing a new highlighter that I haven't worn before. This is a Morphe highlighter. This is Spark. And I think this is absolutely beautiful. Let me just show you. I mean, when you swatch it, it doesn't look necessarily anything great. But look at this. Look at this. How gorgeous is that? And that was bought for me from my beautiful Lee over in America. Stevie's girl. Thank you, darling. So, yeah. Anyway, I start that bit again. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done already. Hit the notification bell so that you are informed of any videos that I upload. Social media, I am beauty__mama, and I am now on Twitter as Beauty Mama. Beauty Mama 2 in fact, and I also have my Facebook page as well that I've recently opened, which is also Beauty Mama. So I hope to see you again in the next video. You take care for now, and have a beautiful day, beauty babes, a beautiful day.